Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. Today I've got another 3 recipes for you in this What's for Dinner. All 3 of these recipes are super easy. Like, I was trying to find the easiest recipes I could this week. I'm really excited about them. This first recipe I'm making is kind of a nod to a dip that I've made before. I don't know if I've ever made it here on my channel, but it's called Cowboy Caviar. I don't know if you've ever tried that, but there's lots of different versions of it. But these are called Cowboy Chicken Quesadillas, and it has like the Texas caviar mixed in with the chicken, and then it also has barbecue sauce. It sounds really good. It's like Tex-Mex type of chicken quesadillas. So let me flip you around, show you everything we're gonna need, and then we'll get started. So I feel like I should apologize that I don't have all of the ingredients that I'm supposed to have, but we're just gonna make do. This is real life. I'm gonna use the rest of this barbecue sauce that we got as part of a Christmas gift this year. I think I only need like a half a cup maybe of barbecue sauce, so we'll just use the rest of that. The recipe calls for white wine vinegar. I had red wine vinegar. Thought I had white, didn't. And the recipe also calls for corn. Guess who used all the corn last time and put it on her list for the grocery store, but still forgot it? That would be me. And then we've got our tortillas, of course, and I'm using chicken tenders. You can use whatever chicken you want. You could even use rotisserie chicken. Like, if you really want to make this as simple as possible, I would just use rotisserie. But we had some of these left in the freezer, so I thawed them out, and I'm gonna cook these up really quickly. Okay, I'm gonna season my chicken with some anti-no-nos. You don't have to do this, but I can't stand to put just bare chicken in there to cook. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of seasoning, but we are gonna be tossing the cooked chicken with some barbecue sauce, so it will get plenty of flavor. Okay, so I've got my large skillet here. I've got it to medium high. I'm gonna melt some butter in here, and this is what we're gonna cook our chicken in. Okay, let's put this chicken in seasoned side down. And we're just gonna cook this until they're done. While it's cooking, I'll prep everything else for the quesadillas. Okay, the recipe calls for 2 cloves of garlic, but y'all know, I'm gonna go ahead and do 3. Now I just need to seed and chop this jalapeno. Okay, it sounds like I need to go over there and flip the chicken, so let's do that. Oh, I forgot to season this other side, but I think it'll be okay. And I only need about half a red onion, but I'm actually gonna just use about a 1/4 because this one is huge. Okay, these should be done. Just gonna put them on a plate and just kind of let them rest for a little bit while I finish up getting everything else ready. Okay, just a little behind the scenes. I was trying a new tripod while I was cutting up the ingredients, and I don't love it. It's very shaky, it's not very stable. So hopefully I got shots of that. We shall see, but there you go. Anyway, I need to drain and rinse these black beans. Okay, this has been resting for a little bit. I just need to chop these up into really small pieces, and then I'm just gonna throw them in this bowl, and then we will toss them with some barbecue sauce. Okay, so now that we've got all of that shredded up or chopped up, I'm gonna add in our barbecue sauce. Like I mentioned, this is just one that we got as part of a gift at Christmas. I think it came from Hobby Lobby. I'm pretty sure you can get this at Hobby Lobby. We've used the majority of it, but I'm just gonna pour the rest here, and we're just gonna make sure it's all coated really well, and then we're just gonna set this to the side. Okay, so now let's make our caviar. I need our black beans. You would add your corn in at this point, but we've already addressed that. We're also gonna add in our red onion, our jalapeno, and our garlic. We just toss all of that together. You could also add cilantro in, but because Cole is not a big fan of cilantro, I'm gonna leave that out. Okay, set this to the side. Now I'm gonna make a dressing that we're gonna pour over the bean mixture. I need about 1/4 cup of olive oil, 1/4 cup of white wine vinegar, but in my case, red wine vinegar, and a couple of tablespoons of honey. Just stir that together. Got a black bean that jumped in there. Okay, now we're just gonna pour this over the bean mixture. And stir to combine. Make sure it's all really good and coated. One last thing I need to do is just shred this Monterey Jack cheese. All right, I've got this large skillet. I'm just heating some butter over about medium heat. This will help get your tortilla to have a really good golden color, get it good and crispy. Okay, let's put our tortilla down. And I'm just gonna work on half of the tortilla. That's my preference. It makes it easier to flip. But if you want to do like the recipe says and do the entire thing, go right ahead. Let's add some barbecue chicken in there. And some of the Texas caviar. And we're just gonna help seal it a little bit more with a little more cheese on top. Okay, let's go ahead and fold this in half and let it get good and crispy on the bottom before we flip it. 1, 2, 3. Boom.
First time I've ever had just Monterey quesadillas.
They're called Cowboy Quesadillas.
Oh, Cowboy Quesadillas. Mm-hmm. I don't know where I got Monterey.
It's got cowboy caviar in there, kinda.
Okay.
You know the cowboy caviar that I make.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a good stop?
Mm. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like really just pow. Very much a pop of flavor from that. There's like some sort of like vinegary, citrusy flavor.
Correct.
In that.
Yes.
That's coming through. And then you've got the onion and the beans and everything in there, the chicken with the little barbecue, little hint of the smokiness of the barbecue flavor. But really, the first thing you get is just this just really crisp flavor of the whatever that vinegar is.
All right, so Cole took a minute. He kept making faces. He likes it. It is not his favorite thing ever, I can tell.
You hit it right on the spot.
I hit it right on the spot, yeah.
It's just, I wasn't expecting that, big bang of flavor. I mean, it's a lot of flavor and it's good.
It's just different.
It's just not my style.
Okay, but it's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
He's over there eating, so that's a good sign. I'm gonna give it a try. Okay, so I love this. It's not as cheesy and heavy as a regular quesadilla because it's got that light, vibrant bean mixture in there. However, something we don't love is this salsa. It's okay, but it's not great. I just happened to grab this one at the store. It sounded good. You'll have to let me know below if you love this kind of salsa, but it is definitely not our favorite. Welcome to our second night of dinner. We are starting off by making one of our favorites. Can you guess what it is? If you guessed green beans, you're right. I'm not sure what keeps happening to our sound randomly, but I don't have sound for the first half of this evening. So let me tell you what I'm making. I'm chopping up some green onion for the topping of our Reuben in a bowl. So I'm making keto Reuben in a bowl. However, mine is not keto. I will explain that in just a few minutes. But here I've got about a pound of corned beef that I am cutting into strips. Stephen was over here working on the green beans and apparently seasoning the entire stove top. But we're adding in the brown sugar, which is like my secret ingredient to getting really tasty green beans. Next, I am just working on shredding up all of our Swiss cheese that will go on top of our Reuben in a bowl. Let's make some homemade Russian dressing. Truth be told, if I could have found Russian dressing already pre-made in the grocery store, totally would have just bought it, but I couldn't find it. So I'm using 1 cup of mayonnaise, and of course I used Duke's. I also need about 1/4 cup of ketchup. I am not using sugar-free. If you're doing this keto, you'll want to use sugar-free ketchup. And then I need to add some horseradish, Gracie Lou, of course, always nearby. I've got about 4 teaspoons of horseradish that I'm adding in. 1 teaspoon of hot sauce, we're using Tabasco. About a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. And lastly, some salt and pepper. I wanted to give it a try and make sure that I would like it, and I did. It was so good. I've got a couple of tablespoons of butter that I'm going to add to the skillet. I've got it on medium heat, and I just wanted to melt it down before I add in all of my corned beef. And once I add all of that in, and Stephen still some, I'm going to put the lid on there and just let it sit or cook for about 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, we're going to add in some coleslaw. And I didn't realize when I bought this, it was a coleslaw kit. So I almost dumped in that little pack of dressing. I was like, what is that I feel in there? But I was able to take that out and just pour in all of the coleslaw. And we're just going to put the lid right back on and let it sit for another 5 minutes. Okay, it's been another 5 minutes. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Now what I need to do is just stir all of this together. Oh, this smells so good already. And we're going to top it with our Swiss cheese and put the lid back on just to make sure that the cheese melts completely. This will just take a couple of minutes and then it's going to be time to eat. green on this plate. It's St. Patrick's Day today. That worked out well.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Get some of this, get some of that.
Wiffle ball bat.
Wiffle ball bat. Very much a Reuben.
Yeah.
Without the rye bread, but it's all good.
I say low carb Reuben.
That's right. It's really good. I mean, it's Reuben without the bread. I love the sauce. I love that kind of sauce. It's one of my favorite sauces.
Yeah. So Cole, when he said Reuben, a light bulb went off. Cole had no clue what we were eating.
I knew I've had it before. I was thinking like, what is this?
It's a Reuben without the bread. So you like? Okay, I'm gonna give it a try. Gracie Lou, you already had the cheese, little girl. Don't sass me. Okay, y'all, it is our third meal of the week, and that means it's Subbie supper night. Subbie Supper is just a segment where my subscribers and my subbies send in one of their favorite recipes and we give it a try, and then I tell you a little bit about them as well. So today's Subbie Supper comes from Heather. Heather lives in Alabama with her husband of 5 years, Joseph, and their 2 boys. She is a stay-at-home mom, and she said this is one of their favorite recipes, and I'm hoping it's going to become one of our favorites because it's really easy and it sounds really tasty. It's like a crowd pleaser. It's called Cheeseburger Pie. So thank you, Heather, for sending this in. We're very excited to try it. Let me flip y'all around and show you everything we're gonna need, and let's just get started. It's called Cheeseburger Pie, so I have my pie plate out here, and then I've just got all of the ingredients back here. It's very, very simple. The only thing I really need to do right now, Cole already shredded up some cheese for me. He used the old-fashioned shredder and it took a lot longer, but the other one is dirty. It's in the dishwasher, so we had to do it the old school way. But I just need to dice up this onion really quickly, and I am going to use my favorite thing in the world. Okay, so I've got this skillet heated to medium-high heat. I'm gonna add in a pound of ground beef. This ground beef is 93.7, so I'm really hoping I don't have to drain it. In with my ground beef, I'm gonna add my onion. While this is cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and add in my seasonings. I'm gonna add some salt and pepper. I'm also gonna add some garlic powder. This is finishing up. I'm gonna add one more thing, but I forgot to tell you, I do have my oven preheated to 400. Okay, now that that's pretty much cooked, I'm just gonna add a dash or 2 of this Worcestershire sauce. Okay, that may have been a little more than a dash or 2, but we really like the flavor of it, so I don't think it's gonna hurt anything. Okay, that's done. Let's turn the stove off, and we're gonna take this over and put this in the pie plate. Before I put it into the pie dish, I'm gonna spray it first. Now, because this is cheeseburger pie, we're gonna add our layer of cheese on top. And yes, Gracie has already had some cheese, do not worry. So many of y'all are Gracie fans, and I know you're always cheering her on for her cheese. She already got it when Cole was shredding it up. Okay, I'm gonna set this to the side, and we are going to mix up our topping, which is the Bisquick layer. Okay, I've got a ½ cup of Bisquick, 1 cup of milk, and 2 eggs. All right, now I'm just gonna pour this over top. This is very runny. I hope this is right. Okay, this is going in a 400-degree oven for 30 minutes.
Tastes like a hamburger pie.
How about a cheeseburger pie? It's got cheese in there too.
Pie.
Yeah.
This is really good.
Very much a comfort food type of meal.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. It's like a crowd pleaser, comfort food.
Definitely one of those.
Awesome.
Great flavor. Simple ingredients.
Yeah. I mean, we had everything on hand. I didn't have to buy anything for this. So.
Really good. I like the just a tad bit of a crunch because of the breading that crusted up on top.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have the onions in there with the
Yep.
seasonings and the beef, I guess.
Yeah.
And the breading that's mixed in there. So very much a stick to your ribs type of meal.
Awesome. Good. And Cole likes it. He was like, he was joking with me at first. He was over there shaking his head. I was like, oh no, it's not good. And then he started laughing. So, what'd you think about the salad? Is it good? Like that one? You want me to get it again? It's safe to say Cole likes it. It's very good. This is a good one for, I really don't know what to make tonight, but I have all of these ingredients on hand because there's pretty much nothing in here that I wouldn't always have on hand. So it's very comfort food, very crowd pleaser, perfect meal. Thank you so much, Heather. That's going to wrap it up for this week's What's for Dinner. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you did. That does help out my channel. And if you haven't already, I would love for you to join my YouTube family. I do content like this all of the time, so hit that red subscribe button before you go. Thanks, y'all. See you next time. Bye.
I don't know who did that.
You don't know?
Definitely not me.
Definitely not you.
That was not me.
You like this?
Y'all are in the cupboard.
Yeah, you're cupboard. You call it
This
the
is a
cupboard? I call it a cabinet.
Cabinet. Okay, cupboard.
Do you call it cupboard or cabinet? Tell us below. So let me just tell you why we're on here randomly at the end. There was one night this week where Steven helped me film, and we had plenty of bloopers. But it was that night where the sound was messed up, of course. So we have like no bloopers. So I just thought I'd come on here and explain. I had that one blooper I just showed you, but that's it. I'm sorry. He gets so quiet when the camera is, when like he has to perform. Like, that's it.
They don't want to hear me. They don't want to see me. They want to hear you and see you.
Sure. So y'all come back next week. There'll be more bloopers, I hope. Hopefully we won't have technical difficulties. We gotta figure out what's going on there. It just keeps messing up. We make sure everything is plugged in, and then I go and look at the footage and there's zero sound. It's very frustrating. But I just wanted to say hey and bye.
Bye.
Bye.